Hello friends, it's Astro here and welcome back. Welcome back to the Gulag, where I think everyone's kind of happy at the moment, and we've got a very low danger in the prison, pardon me. We've got our new, awesome, amazing, super happy fun time cells over here. I'll just check. Yep, they are definitely set correctly. So these are all up and running, and we've got, the ability to punch our prisoners out into these really beautiful, awesome cells. I think the next thing that I'd like to do is get rid of this section here. No, wait, hang on, wait. Let me just quickly, just to stop this flashing, because it's really annoying me, I'll just unmark that, make sure that that's good. We'll double check our capacity, that's all fine. And we'll go ahead and do what I originally said that we were going to do, which is door control. Because there's a lot of high traffic areas in this prison where people are just getting stuck moving in and out. And it's difficult, right? It makes things tricky to get about in the prison. So let's get a couple of door servos set up. We're going to have down this main corridor, door servos. Right? I just want this place to be a little bit more automated. This room here, probably not necessary, super duper. This guy here, I definitely want that. And this guy? Or does it need to be on the other side? I think it's the other side. What does it look like up here? No, it's the side with the little silvery bit. Okay, so not there. There. Not there. There. Harvey Birdman. Okay, so, and then this one, bonk, onto there. And that should be all the primary... Oh, and this one here. So this should be all the primary sort of ingress and egress points, right? I don't care too much about prisoner cells, and I don't care about areas where people are moving, in and out of areas. We can have those so that when we do a lockdown, that's when they'll sort of kick into gear. We're going to need a door control system, and we're going to pop... I think we'll probably get away with just having one to begin with. So we'll pop him here. Or should we do two? I feel like one is probably enough. We'll do two. Just to be on the safe side. And I would also like, in the not too distant future, to go ahead and put in some security cameras. So do I have CCTV cameras yet? CCT, or is it camera? No. I guess I don't have that. Let's have a look. I could have looked here beforehand. Surveillance. Okay, so no, we don't have surveillance yet. It is probably a good thing to have, but you know what? Let's get some tasers and then body armor before we go ahead and get surveillance. I just want to be... Oh, well, I may as well mark it up now. Get the research underway. Gosh, it's been a long time since we've done research. I've kind of forgotten about that. Did I put one here? I did not. Let's pop... Oh. So, we're going to put one here when we have $200. Which I, just managed to blow all of my money on those two door control systems and then the research required to operate said door control systems. Which is a bit silly. I maybe should have considered that a bit further before proceeding, but that's fine. That's fine. Can we stretch this across? We can. And that means we can start connecting these guys up. So we'll connect, and it seems like a good amount of these have been deployed, so we can connect those up. Lovely. One there. One here. Where else did we have them? Not here. We probably could do with one in this, this visitation section, to be fair. But we'll have one here, one there. And were there any further... I mean, aside from this one, I'm pretty sure that that was all we had. Yeah, I think that was it. So let's kick that off. I think that's probably a good sort of starting point. These two doors and this one leading into the MinSec wing are probably pretty good to have as well. But we'll connect everything up twice. So the intention here is that because I've got the door control system deployed in the staff room, there's generally going to be staff floating about, which is always handy. They can always just, you know, if there's a guard that is nearby and someone goes off this and goes to have a break, then that guard can just step over and have a look at it and be done. And yeah, it just means that these guys, when they step away, they're pretty much immediately replaced. And it means that we don't have to fluff about with having no one to do the thing. Plus, having two of them like this, it means that whenever one of these doors is being opened at the same time as another, or if there's one of the dudes that's not there at that particular point in time, having the double redundancy means that it just keeps things running smoothly and efficiently. And I'm all about smooth, efficient operation. That's what I'm always striving for. You would be confused into thinking that I prefer chaos and abject panic by watching my YouTube videos, for example. But I assure you that is not the case. I absolutely love things that are efficient and precise and well planned and not completely slapped together and look like shit. I guarantee you that's totally the way that it is. Totally promise. Right, we still can't afford to put that additional door servo into place, but we're about to get a whole bunch of new dudes arrive in an hour and 53 minutes. That should help us now to do additional things that we know. We've got enough. Here we go. I'll pop that in there. Let that go through. Why is this radiator not connected? That's weird. Maybe it got burned. Oh, it's probably been burned during the kitchen fire, and then I just never quite got around to replacing it. And there's some dirty floor there as well. I tell you what. Now that I think about it, there is... Oh, shit. Well, we've researched tasers, and now our armed guards are starting to be equipped with tasers, which is good, but this guy's just, like, taken too much money and put us into the red, which is not great. It's not super good at all. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. Thankfully, we're going to have this 8700 coming in shortly, and we can use that to sort of bolster our cash reserves a wee bit. Now that I think about it, though, if we get those tasers planned, I mean, it's fine. It's good that we can then roll that out to our armed guards. But the other thing that we need to consider is rolling it out to our standard guards, which means that we're going to need to train those guys on the correct and safe operation of a taser, because it's not the sort of thing... A taser is not the sort of thing that you should really be playing with or, you know, using to hammer in a nail or try and comb your hair with it or anything like that. It's not the sort of thing that you should mess with. It's the sort of thing that you need to be trained on the correct operation. Otherwise, you're going to have a very bad time when, you try and pick your teeth with it and all of a sudden you electrocute your face. Generally, it's not a good thing to do. So... what we'll need to do is consider popping in, and I'm not sure exactly where we would... Someone's got a rope. Where? Okay, that's fine. We need to consider popping in a training room somewhere, like a classroom. And I think probably we could sort of tuck a little babby one in here, or we could do it over this side so that it lines up with this storage room, and people have to come outside to get to it, like it's a demountable... a demountable building, or as they call them in Queensland, a donga. But if we had like a little demountable building outside that the guys could go and do their training in, then it'd mean that we could train all of our normal guards on how to do it. But we've got to be kind of careful on that, because as soon as they go through and pass it, then they're going to all start getting a $400 taser, and then when they're available, body armor. So we need to plan that out well. Otherwise, we're in for a rude shock. And I don't like rude shocks. I don't like rude shocks. I like, PG shocks. That's the way. That's the best way to have it. Oh, who's this guy? Rhino. You're just sitting? Was caught attempting to snipe the president. He claims to be with a secret organization called the International Agency for Humans and Animals, or IAHA for short. Do not underestimate this boy. He is ruthless and will attempt to escape. Sentenced to 1 year for dangerous driving. I'm not sure dangerous driving and sniping, and that's... Sometimes this is a little bit... I like the stories, but sometimes they don't quite marry up with the real, you know, what the descript... Like, the story doesn't marry up with what the person has actually been charged for. But that's fine. That's okay. Now that we've got this door servo system set up, do you think we should have another door? I feel like, yeah, let's do that. Let's go. Another large door here at the front of the building. So there's like a double airlock door out of the reception. So someone can't be here, and then the door opens, and then they just leg it out through the front there. So we'll grab that. Then we'll grab a door servo here and get that planned in. That'll have to be delivered on a truck, which is a bit of a shame. But as soon as... Oh, no, we apparently had one standing by. That's weird. So as soon as that's in, we can then connect this guy to here. And then this guy can connect to here as well. And that's the front door taken care of. I heard something ding-a-ling. What was that? Evidently we completed something, which is always nice. I'm happy to do that. But I would have liked to have known what that was. Where were those other two doors that we wanted? Oh, visitation. That's right. Okay, let's get those in as well. So that all of our sort of highly important areas are covered by door controls. That'll be nice. And once our training... Oh, maybe it was a training thing. Maybe it was... No? So it's not body armor then? Strange. I heard a ding-a-ling. Maybe I'll check it in post and I'll probably spot it and go, oh, well, of course it was that. Why wouldn't I have known that it was going to be that thing that just got completed? So, those two door controls have been completed as well, which is great. We can connect those up. 1, 2, and then this chap here, we can... This chap here, we can... 1, 2. If you hold down shift, after you... before you click the first one, you can hold down shift, and then you can click through all of the items that you need to get to. It does make it a lot easier than clicking back and forth. Great. So that's all of our doors set up with remote control, which I'm really super duper thrilled about. The next thing, once we've gotten our tasers and body armor out of the way, I think the next thing that we need to focus on will be security cameras and making sure that people aren't doing nasty things. Now, I was looking at the floor here a little bit ago, and I saw these burn marks, and we were talking about the radiator here that was still, hadn't been reconnected after the fire. That reminds me about these chaps, and that reminds me that I have not built sprinklers into the other kitchens. So let's go ahead and do that before too much longer passes, because I do not want another repeat. What do you... Hang on, Calvin. Hang on, mate. Let me finish this first. I've got my priorities here. What do you want? The media have started a campaign over the amenities granted to prisoners, and it's bringing a lot of heat in my office. Oh, really? I'm passing a bill which bans TVs in common areas, so I need you to remove all TVs in your common rooms or be fined. You have 6 hours. Right. Well, that's a bit rude. I mean, we're already increasing their free... we've increased their free time, and now you want me to decrease the things that they can do in their free time. That doesn't seem correct. Doesn't seem like a nice thing to do. So, anyway. So large TVs, we're going to pull those out of... What was that? Oh. Okay. Right, we'll come back to that. So we've removed those large TVs from those two areas. There's a little one here and here. Are there any more? I don't think there are any more in common areas. I don't think there are any more period. There's one in... Yeah, there's a couple in this room, in the staff room. But there's none in the actual common areas now. So that should take care of that requirement, which is nice. I've just spotted earlier, while I was disassembling these ones, that I never quite got around to finishing off the shower environment up here. So that these boys can ablute themselves during free time. So we'll just smooch that across like that. And hopefully now that'll stop the flooding in that area. The other thing we can look at doing is checking out Where are we? So in these kitchens where we deployed the sprinklers, we want to hook those up. Where's our nearest small pipe? Oh, that's a bit of a problem. So these small pipes aren't long enough. Is it going to be long enough this way? No, it is not. Oh, dearie me. I really do not want to put a large pipe anywhere near that area. Is there a way that I can get a large pipe near this area without the prisoners being able to tunnel out of it simply? Possibly, and I think it's going to be, if I run this pipe up here... No, wait. Yeah, okay. So I'm going to run this up like this. Right? And then we're going to run this across and then down into here. So it'll be like a real palaver for them to get into this tunnel and tunnel all the way up and all the way around, only to get to here, which is still inside the fence. I mean, it's still only a fence, but at least it'll be a little bit more secure than bringing a pipe like straight into this, into these guys' cells. We don't want to do that. So that should connect those two up. This sink is connected. Is it connected to hot water? Yeah, it is by the looks of it. Okay, great. So this should help, as soon as this completes, it should help to bring the pressure up so that these toilets are all, it's odd. It's showing that it's not, well, that answers my question. So we're not getting a flashing light on this toilet, which means that the toilet can be run on hot water, which seems silly, quite frankly. I'm not sure how well that's going to work. I imagine that it'd make you, it'd help the poo smell sort of float up and around and be a little bit sort of unnerving. But look, as long as people don't seem to care, I think that's okay, right? It should be fine. So let's connect these guys up as well. Run that across like this, and then probably down and across, right? So hopefully what we've done there will make sure that in the event of some kind of horrible explosion, we won't have the situation where... So if there's an explosion on this cooker here, the other ones around the top here should still fire because there's additional pipes going in different directions. So hopefully that'll be another, again, double redundancy. We have a pipe here. Should be enough to keep that sort of stuff ticking along in the event of an explosion. Great. Okay, so that's taken care of. Parole rooms over here are looking good. We still are missing heat here, but is it actually doing us any damage? Let's have a look. Temperature. Not really. Okay, you know what? Get rid of that. We don't need it. We've got one here. That's enough to keep that section warm. Don't worry about the rest of it. Let's check the rest of the prison. Let's check our temperature all over the place. Lovely. Bit cool in here. The workshop's a bit cold. And oh dear. Okay, this is a problem. It is 3 degrees down here, which is way too cold for these poor buggers. So let's get some fresh heaters set up. Where are they? Radiator. And where was our previous one? Previous one is, oh my god, all the way up here. Nope, there it is there. And we'll just go like this. And I guess here. And there. And we'll tuck one in probably here. And then one in... What are we going to do with this room? Because we've got this huge common room up here. We're going to have another common room? Or should we seal this? Actually, you know what? Yeah, let's do that. Okay, watch this. Okay, so we're going to brick wall this off. And then we're going to get a large jail door like this. It doesn't need to be a large jail door, but I can lock that open. So we're going to seal this section off. This section here, I'm going to divide up, and we're going to turn this into, I think that the boys will all like to have a library and a lovely big chapel so that they can go and get their God on. I think that the guys will really enjoy having those two items. Are there any other rooms that we should consider? Let's see. So library, yeah, definitely we want one of those. Chapel, excellent. I think the boys will appreciate that. Mail room, yeah. That's always a good thing to have too. And you know what? We can use these rooms and essentially staff these rooms. Like, staff the mail room with these dudes. That'll be fine. Workshop can be, max sec. And the laundry can be varying. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out how much I want to segregate the work in this place and keep certain people working at certain things. I feel like it's a good idea. But I'm not sure exactly how I want to play it yet. I'll have a think about it. I'll have a ponder over dinner, and then I'll move on with that next episode. But for now, I'm gonna be on my merry way. Guys, thank you very much for tuning in. I do hope that you enjoyed this episode, and I do hope that you join me again next time, where we can decide what to do with this area. Oh, and this laundry, and whatever the hell this is, and 101 other things. But that's just the nature of Prison Architect, right? There's always something new to build or explore. Guys, thank you very much. I'll catch you guys next time. Bye.